1939's The Wizard of Oz has gone down in history as a film with a disastrous production. There were numerous times during filming where performers were seriously injured, and there were also times where many of them could have died. From Margaret Hamilton getting covered in severe burns to Judy Garland getting hooked on amphetamines, join Facts First as we take a look at every actor who almost died while making The Wizard of Oz. Despite the fact that The Wizard of Oz stands as a favorite amongst family audiences, the film wasn't all that positively received upon its 1939 debut. It wasn't until its later broadcast on TV during the 50s that it caught its audience, leading to it eventually being recognized as one of the greatest films of all time. The cast and crew likely breathed a collective sigh of relief when the film finally caught on, as many of them had sacrificed a great deal during its making. Although The Wizard of Oz may seem innocent on its surface, there's a massive dark side to the film's production that may change the mind of audience members who view the film in a positive light. It stands as a groundbreaking technical accomplishment, but its technical accomplishments broke more than just ground. The film utilized cutting-edge special effects that weren't entirely safe, and it was filmed at a time when studios didn't have to be considerate about how they treated their stars. Although no one ended up dying during the filming, they easily could have. Multiple cast members nearly died, with one of the stars who had the worst luck on the set being Margaret Hamilton. Hamilton may have played the Wicked Witch of the East, but she was a good person in real life. Not only was Margaret Hamilton covered in severe burns during a special effects sequence, but she also found out after The Wizard of Oz's production that the makeup she'd been wearing throughout filming had affected her health and could have killed her. The severe burns she suffered came when she was filming the scene where the Wicked Witch of the East makes her escape from Munchkinland. The witch disappears in a puff of smoke, which required real pyrotechnics. The first take of the scene went off fine, and it was apparently the take they ended up using. But the director wanted another take. This take ended up covering Margaret in severe burns when the pyrotechnics were set off just a moment too early. Margaret Hamilton's son recalled the moment where he came to the set and saw his mother was covered from head to toe in bandages. According to him, she looked like a mummy. He was told his mother was simply wearing a costume. After Margaret healed and returned to filming, she understandably balked at the prospect of filming any more scenes that involved fire. This included the scene where the Wicked Witch of the East is writing a message to Dorothy with smoke in the sky. It had to be performed using Margaret's stunt double instead, who ended up receiving lifelong scars when the smoke machine exploded underneath her during filming. Margaret Hamilton went on to find out that the heavy green makeup she had worn throughout the duration of filming was incredibly toxic. Margaret wasn't the only star of the film that had issues with toxic makeup. In fact, the original actor hired to play the character of Tin Man also nearly died as a result of his toxic makeup. Buddy Ebsen was originally cast as Tin Man, but he ended up being unfairly fired after severe lung problems caused by the toxic makeup he was forced to wear during rehearsals. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already, and stick around for a lot more about The Wizard of Oz. Despite the fact that it was MGM who was responsible for Buddy Ebsen's hospitalization, the star still ended up being fired from The Wizard of Oz due to the fact that he could no longer perform in the role of Tin Man on time to meet the film's production schedule. Jack Haley replaced Buddy in the role, and the studio found a safer makeup alternative that wouldn't see Jack hospitalized. It reportedly took several weeks for Buddy's lungs to recover, most of which were spent inside an oxygen tent. Burt Lahr, who played the Cowardly Lion, never had to be hospitalized as a result of filming, but the production certainly took a toll on his health. He already had health issues before the role, and its physically demanding nature proved nearly too much for the veteran vaudevillian actor. The costume for the lion was made from real lion fur, and this meant it was incredibly expensive to produce. Because of this, Burt was forced to wear the same suit throughout the majority of production. The suit was hot and heavy, causing Burt to sweat profusely during physically demanding sequences. Over the course of filming, the suit apparently got incredibly disgusting, exacerbating his poor health. Although Judy Garland didn't receive any serious injuries on the set, filming of the picture certainly affected her life for the worse. MGM had originally wanted Shirley Temple to play Dorothy, but they settled on Judy Garland once it became clear that the studio, 20th Century Fox, wasn't willing to loan the prior star out. MGM was never quite happy with Judy's age or appearance during the filming of the picture. To keep her looking as youthful as possible, she was forced to take amphetamines to suppress her appetite. She was also forced to wear a corset so tight it barely allowed for the young actress to breathe. The production had a lasting effect on her. She remained addicted to substances throughout the majority of her life as a result of being hooked on amphetamines during filming. In addition to her continued drug use, she also continued to suffer from self-esteem issues as a result of the emotional abuse she'd been put through by her handlers during the Wizard of Oz production. Judy felt she was never good enough and passed away tragically at age 47 after a lifetime of drug addiction. Besides the major players of the film, other performers who were injured during the filming include various actors tasked with playing the winged monkeys. They were held aloft by piano wires, and it took a while for the crew to figure out how many piano wires they needed to keep the performers from falling. Sadly, the crew didn't perform trial and error before putting actual performers into the sky. Because of this, numerous performers ended up falling during filming, leading to some fairly severe injuries. There's also the matter that a form of crystallized asbestos was used as fake snow, though it remains uncertain if the usage of the snow caused injuries later on down the line. Besides the verifiable horrors that occurred on set, there have been other disproven rumors about other horrors. There's an infamous rumor that the corpse of a little person actor who committed suicide by hanging can be seen in the background of one scene, and it's also been rumored that the little person actors like to get drunk and act rowdy on set. Both of these rumors have been disproven, though the little person actors didn't like it when the child actors laughed at them. The Wizard of Oz wasn't initially a success, but it has since come to be considered one of the best films of all time. Now it's time to hear from you. Which one of these stories was most surprising to you? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.